Plastic model builders, welcome back. This is the F-102A Delta Dagger. In this episode, we are going to be assembling our wheels, our missiles. We're going to be putting the decals on the missiles, and we are going to be assembling the missile bay doors. So this is going to be a fun video. I encourage you to watch the last video if you did not see that one, because there might be stuff in there that you need to see that pertains to this video. So also watch all of this video. Don't skip anything. Yes, I know sometimes we love to skip ahead, but there are things in this video that I want to show you that I missed in the last one. So anyway, as you can see, we just painted our wheels. We are now painting our landing gear and our landing gear lights, everything pertaining to the landing gear that needs to go silver. So this is the light. This here is the front landing gear. We are going to paint the entire thing silver, aluminum, whatever color you want to use. You might even weather it afterwards. So, you know, do it how you do it. This is how I did it. Learn from it. Correct me, whatever works. So here we go, just painting all of this. You got to get in these all these little cracks and crevices. You can airbrush it. I chose to not airbrush it because I was too lazy to clean my airbrush, and that's okay because my model is sitting right over here in a glass case and nobody can see it but me. So hey, it's all good. I might bring it to a meeting one day. You know, special people like seeing these things, so you know how that is. Model making madness. Make these things look pretty. So just going around, this is the rear wheel gear. There are two of these, so make sure we paint two of them. Avoid getting those pins, because otherwise, you know, you got to clean stuff off. This right here is the actuator for the air brakes that are in the back of the aircraft. We're going to put that on a little bit later, not in this episode, so keep on watching. Of course, we have this, which are some part of the landing gear for the doors and all that good stuff. We also do put on the landing gear doors as well in this episode. So here we go. Now I'm painting the sides of those. This is a little thing. I guess I don't know what it does. It helps open and close the front landing gear door. Sounds good to me, right? So next up, these are fun little deals here. This little bit here goes silver. These are the springs that are for the back landing gear. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways of how I did this in the video. Some of them are wrong and some of them are right. That way you can get an idea of how to do it. Here are the springs in the actual not the cockpit, but the rear of the plane for the bay doors. Not bay doors. I always get my terminology wrong. I'm so sorry. For the landing gear wheel wells. And of course the tail hook. This plane did have a tail hook, so here it is. So paint all of that. Get the top and the bottom and the two sides. And of course that little piece right there, because it's so cute. I like it. Look at that. Anyway, this is where I messed up in the last video. As you can see, I had to scrape away some paint because it didn't go red there. So I'm making this the same color as the plane. It blended in well at the very end, I can see that. So let's start assembling some landing gear. So we're going to put on our little silver thing. I know it has a real name. I'm too lazy to look it up. I apologize in advance. Let that dry, and then we're going to put on the landing light. It's got the two little holes right there for the pegs to go. And there we go. All finished. So I had to readjust that a little bit. So here's some fun stuff. We're going to put in the rear wheel. So we got to get some glue on both sides right here on the inside. Oh, sorry, the front landing gear. I don't know why I said rear wheel. And then right here. So kind of place that in, twist it, and it should stay. I had to file down the edges of that a little bit. Put a little bit of glue on the inside and outside edges. You see that was the landing gear door, and of course we're going to put it right here. Just kind of put that in place, hold it for a couple seconds, let your glue set up. However you'd get it done, this is how I did mine. And make sure that little tip there gets pressed down. There's a little section for it. So rear landing gear, put this in now on the plane. So you got a couple of spots here. So put the glue on the box section. Now we're going to put it in the pin, kind of slowly put it in and twist and then press down. Not the easiest in the world, but we got it done. So now we are going to put in this part of the gear door, the strut. It goes into a little section. See how I have to kind of thread it through there and then press it in, hold that in place, let it dry thoroughly. Do the same with the other side. Here's a different view of that so you can see it. Same thing. See how I put that through there and it goes on that little section right there, and hold it down. So that's what it looks like, just like that. You can see that area right there, how this goes, meets up with that inside there. And that's from the opposite view. Here's one more view. See how that looks? Perfect. So now, fun stuff. We are going to finish our wheels. Paint the silver inside of those, because that's what we do. Chrome, aluminum, silver, they all look almost identical. If you dirty them up, who's going to know a difference? I will not. So anyway, yes, I was a little messy with the paint. It's just a model. You can see it's got the flat spot there on the gear, by the way, the wheels. So when you put the plane down, when you put those on, make sure it stays flat. And we're going to show you that. So that's a good thing. Here is the inside of the other wheel. I think this is probably the front because it's so small. At least it looks like the front. Hopefully it is and I don't sound stupid. So here we are painting the little actuator on the missile rails. This is just one of them. There are 6 of these in totals, but this are just the front because the back ones are quote unquote static. They don't go anywhere even though those ones are down. So let's put our rear wheels on. Slide that onto the point there, the peg. Slide the other one. You see those flat spots, reflects a little bit. Got my sweater loaded with dog hair. And anyway, there it is. So make sure the wheels are flat. Put those on and just put the plane down on some flat surface and it will flatten those out. That's how I do it. I know I've seen that question asked a lot. How do people get these on and make sure they're flat? Easy, you just put them on and then you put the plane on a flat surface while the glue hasn't dried yet. It's simple. And there it is. That's how I did it. All the wheels. Show you a couple views here. Alright, missiles. Apply decals 79, 78, and 54. U.S. Air Force gets 2 of these on each side. Yeah, I know. It's kooky. But whatever. Anyway, a lot of missiles. 6 of them. Here's decal number 78. Put this on the front. Make sure, of course, you got some gloss paint on there. These are flat, but you see that small section of gloss that I have on there. Did that just for painting. Probably should have used a better color for gloss because I used the wrong thing and it started to peel paint off. You won't notice it though because the missiles are in there. So this is the opposite side. It's just a different decal, but you still get the U.S. Air Force on that. So the same missile gets 2 decals. All right, so let's do some fun stuff. We're going to show you how these springs go in. This is basically the wrong way to do it, so pay attention. See how I'm trying to put the gear door in there and line that up at the same time? Well, the problem that we have is we have to bend this spring. So here I am again with the wrong way to do this. Kind of got that in there. Now, I'm going to try and bend this. Got my glue on, of course, because it has to be glued to that little point right there. I got my tweezers. Yeah, no, this is not working out so well. So you are going to have to do this a little bit differently. That's why you should watch the whole video, because otherwise you would have missed how I did it. So I bent it by hand. I took it completely off. You see it bent forward, and this is me bending one of the parts. And look at that. Yes, scary. That's how it goes. You bend it, you stick it on, and then you use that to line it up in the right spot. See me put my glue on here. This is that door. So now when I put this in, it should line up perfectly with that spring because we already put the spring on and bent it in the right location after I bent that little hinge. So it works easy and you can see it sticking through the opposite side there. You have to make sure it goes through the door. And I'm sorry, through that A shape in the landing gear. And there it is. There's a good shot of how that lines up. So make yours look like mine. Sometimes I tell you not to do it, but that's how it's supposed to look. Another close-up shot there so you can see it. Make it look pretty. Again, Model Mega Madness. So this rear door here goes in between the hinges. Put a little glue right here on this side and put that in place. Squeeze it. See how it goes in between the hinges? Do that with the other side. We will show you a nice view of this. Watch it because it's coming. Here it is. So see that, how the springs are right there, and those are the doors, just rests right in between there. Make sure they kind of touch, that's how mine. So now apply a gloss coat. I was too lazy to break out the airbrush for this, so I just painted it on. No one's looking at the inside of this. I might bring it someplace and I'll be like, oh, that looks neat, and they'll never be able to tell what it is. So you need to file a little bit of paint off of here. These are to glue these in. Everything I'm doing right now is a test fit, because you want to see how all these parts fit in ahead of time. I figure rather than showing you build a model sometimes, I'll show you the test fitting. So see, you got 3 of those in the back, and then you got your bay doors. They open up in basically 4 sections. You got the middle and the 2 ends. So 2 in the middle and 2 on the end. So this is how we see, make sure everything fits in there. So clearly we see that fits. And then I'm also testing to see the best way to put a missile in. So let's glue the front in. You have to put a little glue on that front there, and 4 little pins all around there. And of course there are 5 holes that this slowly fits in, and of course meets up with that little notch that you see at the front there of the door. Now this is the rear. Get your glue on the back. You've got 4 pins here. Doesn't go on that hole in the center, so you have to cover that up however you decide to do it. So get all the glue. Here are the 4 box areas, as I call them, box pins. Perfect. You see I bypass that one there and just kind of hold it in place. Notice there's no glue there. You had to strip it off for the bay doors. Put this in the middle, and of course the other one on the end. That's what that looks like. Now we are going to put in the other 2. There is 1, just kind of meets in the middle, and there is 2. Remember, these things went together rather strangely. So now let's recheck our test fit. Everything goes in. This is great. So on our next video, we're going to put our missiles in. Good stuff. Actuator brake. You know how that goes. Lots of fun things. Painting the canopies. I thank you for watching this video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Until next time, see ya.